So 25 years ago, this man, Bill Clinton, invited the top 30 donors to the Democratic Party to a dinner at the Mayflower Hotel. We don't have a complete account of that evening, but apparently one by one, these donors were asked to stand and tell the president what the president should do in the second term of his administration. The final person to speak was a man named Arnold Hiatt, the president of StrideRight, the second largest donor to the Democratic Party, because he had funded a series of campaigns by candidates who had committed to supporting public funding of congressional elections. Hiatt stood and said to the president, "Mr. President, I know you admire FDR. So I want you to put yourself in FDR's shoes in 1940, the year when Roosevelt realized that he was going to have to convince a reluctant nation to wage a war to save democracy. Because as he said, you too, Mr. President, must convince a reluctant nation to wage a war to save democracy. Not a war against fascists, but a war against fat cats," Arnold said, "people like us." Because as he said, current campaign finance practices are threatening this nation in a different but no less serious way. And only your leadership and your office can turn this around. The only published account we have of that evening says the president listened to Hiatt's words and then considered them. But in his response, effectively slashed Hiatt to pieces, humiliating him in front of the group. Now, it turns out that Arnold Hiatt was just about 25 years ahead of his time. Because right now in Congress, the Senate is considering H.R. 1, the For the People Act, a law that would change fundamentally how campaigns are funded and move us from a fat cat-dominated democracy to one where ordinary citizens have a shot. In Congress right now, there is a majority, if we could get past the filibuster, who support this reform, and in the White House, a president as close to FDR as any we have had in 2 generations. So you need to help us get this done now, because we are not a nation reluctant anymore. We are eager to wage a war to save this democracy. Help us get it done.